What business is it of yours?
I have great respect for psychiatry and great contempt for meddling amateurs who go around practicing it. You have no more right to analyze Alfred than a dentist has to remove a gallbladder.
I beg your pardon.
Your job here, I understand, is to give intelligence tests. Passing yourself off as a psychologist. You ought to be horsewhipped. Taking a normal, impressionable boy like Alfred and filling him up with complexes and phobias.
I think I'm better equipped to judge that than you are.
Just because the boy wants to be good and kind to children, you tell him he has a guilt complex.
Having the same delusion you couldn't possibly understand. The boy is definitely maladjusted, and I'm helping.
Maladjusted? You talk about maladjustment. Seems to me that the patient is running the clinic here.
I won't stand. Leave this office immediately.
Now, either you stop analyzing Alfred, or I go straight to Mr. Macy and tell him what a malicious, contemptible fraud you are.
Get out before I have you thrown out.
There's only one way to handle a man like you. You won't listen to reason. You're heartless. You have no humanity.
Are you going to leave?
Yes.
Out!
Chris!
Mr. Sawyer!
Mr.
Mr.
Sawyer!
Sawyer!
Mr. Sawyer, are you all right?
Look at that bump! Mr. Sawyer! He's unconscious. Better get a wet towel.
No, better get a doctor.
Mr. Sawyer!
But you must have done something to him.
I tell you, we were merely talking.
Many moons ago, circa 2018, Peter Pan Monn, the boy who never grew up, went on and on about how he would write a 5-book series of memoirs about his inspiring life. Back on GG, I collated all the receipts and did the book synopsis for him. I never did get a thanks from Peter. Here it is. This is collated from receipts of things Peter said in videos up until around 2018, and obviously a lot has happened since then. Post-cover art brought to you by GG in the Age Me app. Peteronizing monologue. Born and raised in Indiana as an entitled brat who was enabled in his bad and disruptive habits as a child by his mom and dad. Dad leaves his mom. Has fond and romantic memories of his childhood. Watching his mom be a drunken alcoholic, a pretty drinker. Is raised on diet of processed food. Mom too drunk to cook. Bullied in school, unique experience. Kids didn't like him much. Starts drinking at 12, which stunted his emotional maturity. Mom was so drunk she didn't notice. Dad didn't notice either. Sucks thumb as teenager. Graduates high school with a low GPA, under 2. Despite the low GPA of 1.8 something and being an active addict, manages to gain entrance to college. Despite the miracle of gaining entry to college with his stupidly low GPA, doesn't bother going to class. Instead, cheats his father out of money by pulling out before the census date and gets money refunded to him. Still turns up to college to social smoke, gets called out by real student, never goes back. Drinks heavily, pops pills, smokes weed, does cocaine. Consumption amounts change due to multiple versions. Sent flying through air landing on head after being hit by car. Gets snuck out of hospital by chief of staff father while intoxicated to avoid arrest. Seizure disorder diagnosed. Almost becomes victim of serial killer. Gets himself dealer boyfriend who forces him to go down on gun. May have become dealer, story inconsistent. Gets so fucked up he crashes his car into a ditch. Restaurant, story inconsistent. Father gets angry and gives ultimatum of either treatment or jail. Father says, I'm done with you. Father checks Peter into treatment facility. Father takes blame for car crash. A ton treatment. Gets out. Tells father he will only focus on sobriety. Will not work or study. Father pays for everything so Peter can continue to be lazy as fuck but sober. At same time, gets first job at treatment facility he attended, and Fairbanks commits fraud by altering his treatment dates so Peter can work there. Gets recovery dog Griffin. 2 years after treatment, despite low GPA, gets degree and masters while working at Fairbanks. Is too humble to ever mention the sacrifice or struggle of working full-time while earning masters. Meets hairstylist Sean. Goes to Gatlinburg with Mom and Sean. And casino. Begs Sean to get goldfish, but demands Sean clean goldfish tank, not him. Sean escapes from Peter because Peter doesn't really try to make relationship work, much to Peter's shock. Peter says relationship was abusive and unhealthy for him. Goes to Gatlinburg with Mom. Leaves her at mountain by herself. while he drives to get coffee for his mom. Stays in town, talking to friends on phone for hours while mom's sick with worry. Peter's mom's sick and hospitalized. Peter asked to leave Fairbanks. Mystery woman funds. Attempt at private practice, out of goodness of her heart, because she believes Peter should be counseling everyone about everything. Goes on holiday despite mom dying. Mom in coma. Refuses hospital to administer pain relief due to mom's sobriety. Mom Dees. Peter forces Sean to come to hospital to say goodbye to mother, despite Sean not wanting to at all. Tonya doesn't go to mom's funeral, but Peter claims she has never missed a life milestone. Dates Alex while still hoping to get back with Sean. Literally blogs how he misses Sean hours before his date with Alex. Alex and Peter break up multiple times. During first year of dating, despite multiple breakups, proposes to Alex before 1-year anniversary. Peter has healthy recovery dog, Griffin, put down so he can play happy families with Alex and 3 dogs. Peter renames Duncan to PP. Borrows $300 from woman from group meetings because doesn't have $300 to go on holiday and mom's annuity money late. Doesn't pay woman back because she doesn't ask him for it back. Woman tells other people from meeting. One who suggests Peter do the right thing and pay back woman. Peter gets upset that woman told others. Finally pays woman back but refuses to go to any more meetings for 3, 4, or 5 years. Peter and Alex have commitment ceremony in Las Vegas. Tonya doesn't go to another milestone event. Peter makes vows central to wedding rings, yet doesn't bother wearing his or getting ring widened for fingers. Peter lets himself go and becomes unrecognizable from man Alex married. Peter attempts to make multiple blogs and YouTube channels work, fails, or loses interest. One blog made it to the grand total of 6 posts before being abandoned. Peter and Alex get married after gay marriage legalized. Mr. Pimo Twitter account changed to current version. Peter Monn, Mr. Pimo Twitter account. Enjoys a range of problematic and offensive tweets. Writes badly written teen Insta-love flop in 3 weeks. Book published by friend who decides to become publisher. Peter renames Pemovision YouTube channel to Peter Monn. Steals his gig from anyone else. Fan flicking from Rich Lux. Beast from Drag Queen. Befriends Charles Gross. Befriends John Crookian. Both dump him. John Crookian. Makes video calling. Peter, a manipulative shit stirrer and bully. Peter upset. Declares leaving YouTube. Comes back next day. Peter befriends self-proclaimed social climber Dustin. Peter makes YouTube videos calling out everyone else, while saying he is a good person and provides unsolicited advice. Peter allows YouTube drama situation to own him and thus neglects final dying days of beloved aunt. Preaches about remaining teachable. Steals life lessons from 12-step program. Dumps multiple AA sponsors. Gets stuck on 4-step for over a decade. Credits other key phrases to live by on his wise mother. Apparently his mother must be Oprah. Continues in comments. Peter has healthy recovery dog, Griffin, put down so he can play happy families with Alex and 3 dogs. What? Peter's drunk. Mom posthumously becomes saint. Excellent cook, loving attentive mom. Peter done poke the bear. That is John Crookian and John Crookian fires. Back with video suggesting Peter is pedo or obsessed with young men. Peter upset. He done poke the bear and bear mauled him. Peter expects everyone to rally to his corner, and Istan with Peter becomes a thing for 1 minute. Peter bullies Rich Lux. Not sorry. Rich deserves it. How dare anyone refuse to speak out against John Crookian after Peter done poke the bear? Peter ignores being in anyone else's corner because egotistical narcissism. Not Dustin with mango tea. Not Paige with Jackie. Self-proclaimed social climber, Dustin realizes Peter is handing that concrete blonde fan the scissors and cuts him off. Peter gets dumped by more friends on YouTube. Peter becomes member of rare group of obese vegetarians. Peter spends time sleeping all day and driving car at early hours of morning, looking out for deer, running over wild animals, bitching about HOA, retelling same stories over and over and over again, smoking, drinking fountain Coke, generally being worst housewife. Pretends to love EDM because younger husband likes it and he needs to fit in somehow. Preaches other people's money management strategies. While lying, they worked for him to pay off $30K credit card debt in 2 years. Alex and Peter start marriage counseling. Is told Caroline's father, Uncle Dave, dying. Makes no effort to visit. Peter's dad makes effort. Despite not being related by marriage anymore for decades. Problematic tweets surface. Thanks to GG investigators, Peter refuses to own up, despite having preached many times that others should. Still smokes but denies it. Is gambling addict. Names the casinos he frequents. Been with Alex 10 years and still doesn't know any Spanish, despite promising to get lessons from Alex's mom. Goes on vacation but sits in hotel talking to camera and calls this travel vlogging. Claims Gigi doxed his vacation hotel, but hotels are posted on Rant's social media, and he says hotel names on vlogs. Is lying fraudulent hypocrite. Starts review channel, throwing food over shoulder, including food sent to him by manufacturer to show manners and good breeding. Is too lazy to read book, so acts like listening to audiobook and reading. Is going to start podcast with Tonya. Basement. Spends another year piled with mom junk. Finally, adults enough to buy washing machine and dryer. Leaves wet swim clothes in laundry after vacation. Alex tells him they are still there when he goes looking for them, when packing for next vacation. Continues to show lack of respect to Alex, his family, or Tonya on video. Peter telling kids from outside the neighborhood to refer to him as Grandpa Peter so they can fish in the lakes when they're not supposed to. Does anyone else find it strange that on one hand, Peter throws tantrums about kids from outside the neighborhood being at the pool, but then, on the other hand, he complains about others in his community chasing off kids from outside the neighborhood who are fishing in the lakes? He said it makes the neighborhood seem homey to have kids fishing at the lakes. He also said if it keeps them from doing worse things with their time, then what's the harm in it? Couldn't the same thing be said about them swimming at the pool? How can he feel some type of way about people not wanting them fishing at the lakes when he acts how he does about them swimming at the pool? He even told some kids and their babysitter if anyone gives them trouble to say Grandpa Peter told them they could fish there, and he pointed out to them where he lives. I know he said some people in his comments section told him that was so sweet of him to do, but to me, it gives creepy groomer vibes. Grandpa Peter? That's freaking creepy. And if my innocent fishing child was approached by a beer-bellied, gray-haired old man wanting to be called Grandpa Peter, I think I'd rather have the authorities handle it. We aren't dealing with a normal person. Sounds like he's trying to groom.
Roger, 11L93, 11L93, 11L20. Scream. 11L30.
Nice move. Always leaving the water running? Now we know each and every house that you've hit.
Hey, you know, we've been looking for you two guys for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember.
We're the Wet Bandits. Wet Bandits.
Shut up! Shut up!
Look, folks, it stays up there all by itself.
Oh, yeah, life's fair.
And we have tornado warnings
Excuse me, Bill, but I have a little inside tip for our viewers. You see these little clouds? Now, they won't stick to just anything. Look.